it breaks the mold of 2, right? So we get to see even
so
more.
true.
Like, this is our final map right now for the grand finals of challengers. It couldn't get any better. And the teams that we have right now have solidified the reasons why they should be here. The quick dodge, not this time on the fault line. And you know what I love too is the fact that we kind of divvy up. Oh, never mind. We'll love it later.
Oh my, that is bold and brazen from Victor. Nearly pans out for the double, but it goes 1 for 1 in the end. You also got to keep in mind that on the opposite side of the map, Net has denied the ability for a quick C-long rotation with safety of the rendezvous to get him over towards Garage. And as he reaches this, Trailblazer comes out, but Ye still hits the headshot. And now vacancy for OpTic to get on site.
Insta in, checking util on both sides. The retake there isn't really a blinder flash. It's just the shots, and the guard tries as they may. OpTic ready for that retake already. Didn't even get the spike down. They're just ready to fight. Gotta love it. And what was I was gonna mention there before they went wild on long A, is that you see what both teams think, what they think makes the better comp here, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
Like Marseille on Jet. Okay, you're Victor on Neon. Who is the duelist? Like, I love this so much. OpTic come out with round 1. As we get back to what was happening, a good amount of pressure there towards A. Switch the map. Why not? See how guard react right off the bat here to one of the bigger maps you have to traverse. And OpTic come out strong.
Victor was impeded by that flash for a second, so as Trent holds his ground, and with that also a guiding light of his own, he's going to need some help. And it's all about point of contact for Valyn, who throws shoulders. But as he gives this up, trying to cue up maybe this, hey, we're not here anymore, with a little bit of footstep sounds. What's the go call? Well, I mean, both teams so close. Fault line comes through, misses crashes initially, and as Victor is stunned, it may not make much of a difference. Even goes the exchange, as mid-map was largely the focus for OpTic.
That fault line we see at the beginning of the round, also used there a little bit towards the middle and nicely used. That's coming in there from JonahP on the A connector. God, the thrifties in these situations, but also partial buy here from the guard. We've seen it again from them. They're so interesting to watch to see how teams are formulating these strategies. A little bit of a push from Saya does give the team the idea that A is the call. So the read's there, but what damage can Ye do? Maybe not even Ye.
Let him just take the words right out of your mouth there for a second, Riv.
Insta sight take there. Marved coming up with a nice frag along with FNS. Sayaplayer to do the damage.
Yeah, this has been read, though. You saw the pings come out. The trademark had to been denied. But, Sayaplayer, careful now. Big time boop. Still the tailwind available. Which do you want to prefer? Do you choose to keep with Marshall? No, as he swaps, it's Marved who takes the peek. Goodness me.
It didn't feel like he was lurking up there for like 3 seconds. For some reason, it felt like Marv was there for much longer than that, just staring at Sayaplayer like, you think. 2-0 now for OpTic. A good first 2 rounds, not losing too much, being able to keep weapons. You can see they only suffered 5 across the board out of all of it. See what they got here. Vandals will be picked up by Marved and Ye. Ults are still quite a ways away. And this might be alt orb focus we see here from Saya and Trent. We'll keep a focus on that. Their last push for guard was down C. See if they try to take A.
Same fault line they would seen before. I mean, the pings from the guard give it away pretty quickly, but as Trent wants to play a bit forward, Aftershock is there actually kind of support this. A lot of show of force. This is all just trying to get Sayaplayer this orb, but it's a greedy play, and they don't expect maybe the rifles to come out. Marved able to punish one. Sayaplayer stuck behind the stack, and now as Victor reveals his position through sewer, it's a perfect breakdown of this A site for OpTic.
That was an OpTic on a drilled round. We'll talk about it here as Net goes for the retake, but pause back on the fault line they've been seeing, right? And then after that fault line goes through, nobody enters the position that fault line can periodically push you into. And that's the corner they aftershock right away. Knowing util's down, then we see OpTic go into the forward aggressive mode. If FNS spraying Sayaplayer down long A with the Spectre, Victor with the Spectre. Boo, they make this bonus come in big time, and they cash out there. Guard calls a timeout.
And for what it's worth, by the way, for those that are out there, defensive halves have been the problematic halves for both of our teams.
That's
so
true.
This is a big timeout. You have to figure things out quickly for the guard. And the thing about it is, we could sit here and be general and say you have to figure things out. But there hasn't been a good response for Victor taking away the space at A, even in the face of a lot of layered utility from the guard defensively. So you need to decide, are we going to continue to keep throwing that utility there? Do we need to try to play through it? Or do we just give it away for free and hold maybe for a retake at A?
Yeah, and it makes the guard think now they're delaying on our utility. We have to wait a few more seconds on our peaks, right? It's like, all right, count 5 more seconds, refresh the situation, and go peek something else instead of just kind of thinking of the original timing. So the guard playing around util well. I mean, sorry, OpTic is, but the guard's using it well, right? That's a pretty good denial of a space. It's just if OpTic's ready to wait for it and then push right after it, the guard gets caught off. A little buy into frenzy and some sheriffs.
Also, that's also the benefit of like why it's just been so refreshing to see Victor use this neon in the form that he is, where you can try to take away these space with utility, but I'll be here to push through. Marv through the wall, in fact, gets a double on the opposite side as the guards seem to give us an answer of we just want to overwhelm C long. It doesn't work out, and OpTic are on their way for potentially another Prime Gaming flawless.
The anti-eco reads are just as good as the regular rounds. Really? Marved up on a box gets 2, and that was completely unexpected even as they started getting shot from Marv. Like, they set up on the extremities for guards push here on guard save round, and they just keep clapping back.
Trent, flash through. Marved here to contest. Help on the way. Oh boy. It's party.
Wow. Even
2 straight Prime Gaming flawlesses, by the way.
Yeah. What do they do now? I mean, we've had that timeout come through. A little bit of a rethought. Victor to open up this side. Just the anti-eco watch on the left extremity. That was pushed once by Sayaplayer, right? Through a trade mark. So there's not much intention OpTic would say, oh, they're going to do that. This is just OpTic feeling out the map so well right now to absorb guard on their pushes. Guard now back on guns. Those ults are coming into play. The game could shift.
Yeah, holding an advanced position, could rendezvous if needed, but instead just denies the Trailblazer, backs out. Victor, revealed by trademark, Net's in a position to maybe follow up off of this, depending on his timing. Rolling Thunder offensively to clear the site, but no one was on. So for the guard, you're still in an okay spot. Aftershock is going to completely flush out where Net was positioned, and the spike will get down simultaneously. The retake, though, quick to come, and very rapidly at that. First blood coming through. Trent gets the second. And as OpTic trying to set up a post plant deep, they're not really allowed to. Ye's the last one left, and it's a quick contest from the guard to get on quickly.
Smothered. Absolute smother strategy coming in from the guard. Sayaplayer doing exactly what he needed to do, be the one to cause chaos and draw an eye, right? He dashes into sight. The rest of the team comes filing in right after that. We saw that breach flash going from JonahP. And that method to the madness there from the guard, that's so hard to stop when everybody, like we said it before, is confidently guarding each other, not second-guessing an angle, knowing your teammate checked what they needed to check. It looks so surgical on a retake, and the guard just showed us.
Okay. So maybe one option for a solution here to what OpTic are doing, just try to quick contest the retakes.
Yeah.
Hard to really put a lot of value into it. It's just one instance, but how about this now? Okay, Paranoia comes through, and now all of a sudden we do have the guard actually operating forward. Net, though, misses an opportunity on a free pick. Marved happy to be alive, if not maybe lucky to be alive. And as Net has to give up the site, here comes OpTic for another plant.
I love this Victor go. Just slide on in. And you still have people spread out across the map. It's like a light bright right now from OpTic with a security system from C to mid.
This is red, though. Seekers are going to come through to help enforce this. But the counter flash, so good from crashies. As Ye takes down one more, numbers start to amass for OpTic, but this post plant is still being broken down. It's Net this time. Through garage, they're able to allow Valyn onto site, and as he toggles for the defuse, Ye doesn't have an angle at this. Hold on. crashies has to use the Seekers. It's not going to find any value. But Jonah cannot salvage himself on the site. Ye downrange. Victor keeping his life, allows OpTic to hold the post plant.
It looked really great in setup. Like, they're scattered, they have all these angles, but the 1v1s definitely became more prominent. OpTic almost suffered on that one. Yay comes up when you need him. Has that operator in the back of the site along with Victor, giving a little distraction. So trademarks set up left and right. It looks like a little bit more of a default here from OpTic to receive. Again, what this eco from guard might be. You mentioned we saw the push up from guard. They're now trying to take space. I really think that the way Haven could be played is delete one of the sites. If you can push up, gain the space, then you're only working with 2. You're back to default. Here it looks like they're trying to do that with a main. Saya.
This is greedy. OpTic are waiting for any sense of aggression through the guard.
Yeah, you're right. If he pushes, it is greedy because they have so much information right now. This is awesome to sit with.
You should be happy with this, and it looks like they will be. With good patience from OpTic, this will allow them a chance to really break down what is happening over towards Garage and the seaside itself. But the thing about it is Sayaplayer is rotating, so numbers defensively could lead to enabling Sayaplayer to get some work done with the blades.
Going to be a flash forward for Saya here, I think, if a play comes from Valyn. They're trying to pair up a little bit of flash and dash if it can happen. They've called the right site, but can they perform it? The execution's going to be so much harder than talking about it, and it looks like they're pushed out due to the pressure.
Saya good for 1, but denied. Valyn looking to challenge though quickly. Able to collect a trade, but that's about it. In Trent's position that window, I believe they may have heard the step down. A lot of focus towards the back. Rolling Thunder still going to be committed. Can the guard follow up off of this? And, well, they may not need to. Well, hold on a second. Marved gets caught in the teleport. crashies trying to save the day, but how about the time? Becoming a bit of a problem here. The Trailblazer will hit, but even still, Ye gets the kill and sticks through the plant. 1v1. Him and Net, but he loses track of Net from behind. Net's going to get the kill with the tour and the guard. Hold on towards the seaside, if only just barely.
Oh, my word. If ever around you wanted to know what's going on in the player's head, we can kind of tell. Net's able to come up. He's obviously smiling. I think Marv tried to deny the concuss, obviously, by going back and forth, but just being in such a peculiar position. I thought he was going to take that to A and rotate back. Maybe he didn't feel like there was enough time. Guard knew they needed to keep pressuring. What a job to come through the site, find Marv in his From the Shadows, coming back, and then be able to wipe out the rest there down to the 1v1. And that starts to help Guard, if we think about it, Shift. If Guard can win these rounds, yeah, lose players, but the more they continuously take out OpTic down to the last person, they can hurt OpTic's econ and start to crawl back in the game in more ways than one.
And it's just the commitment for the Guard so far on these retakes towards C. Even in the early round where they actually lost the quick retake, they're still looking to opt to say, we're not going to let you set up a post plant safely. We want to challenge you immediately, which does kind of create OpTic having to keep more members on the site with the spike in the first place. So it's definitely an interesting little battle over towards C. I'm just really curious to see, as things have faded away from that initial battle towards A lobby, will OpTic try to reestablish presence there? Because over the last couple, really, out of the last 3 rounds, there has been really no solid look over towards A aggressively for OpTic.
I think we need to divvy up the map for OpTic here, like get a B round strat in, right? Do a B touch round, then you might get a little more protection on B from the guard or the way they hover the sites, right? Something that they haven't seen yet, because you want to add flavor all the time so that the guard does not become conditioned to the precedent of one thing. It's so much easier to stop when you're ready for, oh, it's going to be Neon and right, Marv coming around a corner, something like that. You're towards A,
Double
though.
Ops.
We've seen this before.
Double ops for the guard. Flashes come through. None of them are going to touch Sayaplayer, so he's still holding an aggressive angle. Does see the jump peek of Victor for a second. Yeah. Pinky finger.
Yeah, so. Oof. It seems, I love after timeouts. You're like, all right, it's see what guard will do. Will they continue to push? The few rounds OpTic did play receive the aggression that went well, and this time Sayaplayer waits it out. We know his patience comes into play so often.
This setup is made so much more comfortable by that first pick. Double scopes, you were never looking to take away too much space if you're the guard. And now as Jonah starts to realize, okay, well, if we're safe with the scope on either extremity, I may be challenged here at B. There's going to be help called for. Look at this. Trent and Valyn both are kind of exiting over towards A just in case there's a late hit aggressively towards B.
It's almost like a split mid round there from attack side. You had Ye up mid and the team going one side, but they switch it up. All the numbers now going towards A, and Ye always able to get the better of his opponent, especially if they're making noise on the side of the map. Seemed to have the upper hand there.
We'll talk about Marv baiting out the rotation because he uses the Shrouded Step in the first place. But still, defensive members are here. Doesn't really dissuade crashies from getting in. Ye in the mix, flashed up, and it's Valyn who comes out of the dark cover perfectly. 3 out of the last 4 for the guard.
These rounds are becoming so interesting in the sense that they've been such hard site takes, fast util site takes. There, a bit of utils thrown, but a lot of dry peeks first. And then when they were taking the site, it's shift into the site, make sure what's happening. Another 1v1. Oh, another one. You know, like you said, things aren't getting set up for OpTic. Guard's now able to start picking apart that strategy OpTic wants to put together, and seems like with them getting to the site down in numbers is not the defense they're able to set up, or what they want, rather. Sayaplayer now with the operator shift. What a stun, that fault line.
Oh boy, that 1v1 is the story, isn't it? How do you have a response for Ye? Sayaplayer says, I'll just deal with him myself. Although, Victor quickly flashed up. Even exchange. OpTic not done yet, though. Trailblazer, Aftershock, and still 3 members running on in. But defensively, the numbers still in favor of the guard as they continue to try to challenge to make sure there is no post-plant setup. But as they commit, once again, it's FNS to knock down the pieces, leaving Jonah by himself. Too many angles to watch all at once, and OpTic, another quick hit, leads to success as they go to 6.
I love that you said challenge there. I want to focus on that because that's what we're getting, right? These aren't like strategical site takes. You got taken down because you were blind in a hit. All of the utils being used, and then it's the challenges that OpTic is winning in that sense. Guard had a few for their own selves, but it is coming down to aiming. It's not getting pushed out by a grenade. We did see the fault line have a play in the first kill for Sayaplayer there as the operator gets switched back over. We have to note that. But a lot of this is just coming down to the fire, or the aim and precision prowess of these players right now.
This continual play, just using the relay bolt with Victor just running through the fault line. There's no punish, and oh boy.
Another one.
I'm telling you, man, this Ye net 1v1 has been as one-sided as it gets. Ye has been ruling that conversation, but Sayaplayer sneaking forward with Valyn nearby leads to at least mid-map control for the guard.
Here.
This is OpTic able to stay on that aggression. If you look at Ye. And where I'm going with that is that he just came off a tour de force. He's already stacking things up, but he still has the operator. It's like they have this line of power that's always there for them to use. Marved makes this round a little bit easier as it is going to be a gun versus gun round, and the guard cannot use the space taken.
Oh, good fault line. Fault line nearly actually catches Sayaplayer out, but a counter comes through from Jonah, keeping his jet safe. Flashes come through, but the spike is being planted on C. Jonah cannot contest as of yet. Really, the tools, you kind of look towards, I don't even know what, maybe Trent's utility to work your way back in, but if you lose this round, you lose these weapons, you're back to another save, so the consideration of a save is definitely in mind.
Yeah, they are definitely going to back this one off.
That's
especially with the operator just able to pick somebody off. It's not even like you're going to get a trade, but just have to buy armor, right? You're probably just going to get a hole ripped through you. So no deals for the guard on this one. Crashies will still do a bit of searching here. What are they at? Yeah, 2,300. Of course, he's going to go hunting a bit. They have the liberty to do so with the economy that OpTic currently has in their hands.
For what it's worth, too, this is just a small micro thing. But if you think about the fact that Victor is freely clearing A long by just high gearing himself in, it allows Ye a chance to come and delay peek with the op if he wants to. Otherwise, you can just hold it mid-map, which is the first time we've seen the guard try to make that play happen. But that's the benefit of having Victor on this Neon, where he can clear space without having to worry about an operator doing it and finding a 1v1. So small advantages here and there for OpTic.
Watch it again. The fault line's ready for JonahP. We'll keep an eye on the mini-map as well as Victor here. See the team getting ready with a flash over. This fault line's going to come screaming through. He passes it. Okay, gets hit by that. Now they're going into flash.
The guard, though, ready for this. Sayaplayer collects the double. good efficiency coming through, as this time it's not just the fault line, which has been ceremonious in nature, but it's all 4 members for the guard pushing through, and OpTic get caught off guard.
I feel like the guard and us, and the viewers and us just had like the same round.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what was going on. They've read this play as much as we have from the third-person view. Like, that was so clean for them to be able to shut it down, knowing that they're going to try to push forward. Like you said, gain that A control. It's been something Sayaplayers seem to want, but hasn't gotten. That time with the rest of the team, they just collapse onto A main. So it might be, obviously it's last round, but if that was in the middle, we may not see that strat again from
That's
OpTic,
true, yeah.
right?
Yeah, OpTic, it's literally the definition of it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
It broke a little bit there.
A crucial 12th round, Sayaplayer.
Here.
We've seen Marved in this position wreak havoc from before, but Sayaplayer's timing allows him the angle. But has Marv seen any of this? That's the real question here, as not only do you have Sayaplayer forward, but look at the advanced position out of Trent, who does completely evade the Trailblazer. This is a great spot for him to be.
That guiding light we just saw on the minimap might not have hit A long, but OpTic tried to figure out what was long. Good kill by Net. That's very scary.
He doesn't get out with the tailwind whatsoever. Sayaplayer's done for. He needed to maybe find one. No way he could get out. And now, once again, the guard do not want to let a plant come through. Jonah quickly setting up a flashpoint. Crashies holding tightly, though. It's going to be the double from Crashies. Trent for a 1v3. Seekers are already out. Ye's watching the most challenged angle based on that orientation. And how about it? It's a clean final shot as El Diablo sends OpTic into the halftime break up 8-4.
Switching sides.
Not a lot of answers for OpTic on their offensive half, but can the guard replicate problems of their own with their creative 3-flash comp here, Riv? These are the questions. We'll have to shortly find the answers.
I can't wait to find out. They just burn the corneas out of OpTic on this one. I was looking at some stats just over the course of our games here of what the site's compiled. Ye is 17 and 13 in first kills, the first deaths over our map so far. I'm sure that doesn't include this one if that hasn't calculated, but that's disgusting to see. Looks like C is going to be the try here for OpTic to start things off. Oh, sorry for the guard.
Nobody knows about FNS in the corner! Dude.
All good. All good.
Oh, Sayaplayer just dashes right through, and FNS says, later, bud. I'm just going to stay here and reap your teammates. And oh, boy.
So here's the thing about that shift is usually everybody is supposed to be almost there when the player flashes in, not coming. So a bit, like we said, disjointed last time, like the knee bone's connected to the elbow bone kind of situation there. Guard was not able to get in together in a pile.
Man, what a pistol win that is for OpTic.
Holy.
And now it's just, you almost really have to win this. If you're the guard, and they're going to try to run right back into Marved again, but he does get caught off. Crashies, counter flash, still maintains control of Garage, wants more than that, and steps into a double. Lots of damage also confirmed, makes the job much easier for Ye. Only thing that could be a problem is Jonah through C long, but Ye will reposition, isolate the target,
Okay.
but the kills come through simultaneously, and now it's down to FNS, and as he deletes the trademark, he's got the ability to try to flex onto sight. Still 2 flashes left. Decides to go in completely dryly. And how about the guard recovering off of no help whatsoever for a Thrifty?
Oh, little did he know that HP. The guard, by the skin of their teeth on that round. What a good push in. They find Marved on a box once again. The result is not as good as the first time when he was able to have a Vandal. They take that frag out, and not even really a pickup of weapons. This was with the pistols. Finally, a Spectre is grabbed, and it does the deed, but oh my word, the guard are explosive on round 2 of second half.
It's just no holds bar right now. Everyone's just throwing haymakers at one another with a huge weapon advantage into the third round of the half for the guard. But even with that said, it's OpTic who control the map, not just through mid, but also at C long. 3-man defensive stack at A here, Riv.
Trailblazer. Okay, that gave a little space to Trent. It looks like they are going to get the 2-man push. They have the read on this. OpTic is ready for the defense. Already a push from Marved. The retreat could be bad. The sight could be bad. Can guard make this work?
Paranoia, though, super successful for the guard. Ye also falling, so the members on flank. Never a chance to set up any sort of a pinch. The guard cleanly get onto the A site and setting themselves up for a Prime Gaming flawless, pending they could take down crashies with the same margin of efficiency.
Yeah, not even leaving a chance for this one to go awry. We saw the positions where they might get stuck with 3 players of OpTic being there, but just brute forcing onto the site from the guard. It denies the defense OpTic set up. Obviously, the gun diff comes into play. A little bit of a flawless Prime Gaming there. And this cleanup, too, Net identifying the kills, but also, like, a util around him. He's like, keep pushing, relay bolt behind. We're going to run and gun this one.
Love the commitment, honestly, because the only way that defense really holds true is if you can trade out your lives on site and the players on flank can get there quickly. So tempo and timing now very significantly has been fought from both sides, looking to get aggressive and control map. Similar fault lines as you'd expect. This time, FNS looking for a peek. Aftershock will keep him a touch at bay. And the defenders over towards C for OpTic have also given up some space, trusting the trademarks through Garage.
Ooh, zooming on through. Again, just pace and speed.
OpTic, I was about to say, OpTic looked like they want to try to challenge this, but there's not really the ability for them to move forward. And the guard put him in a blender in the back row. Sayaplayer for 4 out of 5. A back-to-back Prime Gaming flawless as the guard have now brought us back to within 2.
That was one of those rounds kind of coming down to just firepower and aiming and prowess. Oh my word. Saya, what?
Yeah.
There's just like at any given moment he can explode. This is one of those. Getting the heal up as well, giving it a bit of patience as he loves to put into every play. And that's going to be 3. OpTic are forced into another timeout here. And we're going to see how they can stop this bleeding.
Wow. I mean, the question that pops to mind is like, is this a vulnerability off of the Neon right now? Defensively, you have not had a chance to set up anything. Well, unless you're looking for aggressive control. Yeah, it really was. And that's the thing is like we didn't really play many defensive rounds.
Mm-hmm. Seemed like they had fixed it on split, but was it fixed everywhere? Still a lot to do, especially when the guard are trying to figure out how you're going to use it and do your homework. We've seen it shut down today when it was kind of being used and the guard picking up a few more rounds for themselves from the defensive side. And I think the defensive side is where we always saw Victor's Neon lacking, right? It can rotate really fast, but when he gets on attack, it is just so much more to offer for the team. And I think the guard know that a little bit. So not as afraid here this time, going again in their own style to take these sites instead of reactively to how the neon might stop them.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that changes once we get back to a gun round. The guard don't seem to be letting up now that they have control.
And why would you? So OpTic throwing shoulders, trying to delay this play through A. And the timing this time for OpTic through mid-map with numbers, mind you, could maybe open up the doors, but nah, valyn, not interested. Come back during business hours. And it could be 3 back-to-back Prime Gaming flawlesses.
It's closed. Closing time. A finesse. I'm trying to make something all good. I mean, if it goes down or not, we'll have Rolling Thunder next round here for OpTic. Looking at what else we have. And there it is. Guaranteed. Yeah. Only a matter of time in that situation. Another round coming through for the guard as they come within 1 here in the Game 5 Grand Finals matchup versus OpTic. And remember, a rookie team. Ender said it before, January 16th, signing the last player in Trent. Someone who was really an unknown and now a world known. Like, it's kind of crazy what this team has accomplished right now, and they're still looking and hungry to accomplish more. Take this from OpTic.
This is where OpTic need to establish defensive dominance. You have Ye and an operator allowing Victor to make a move over towards mid-map. Similar show of utility over through grass for OpTic's defense. The big wild card is Ye holding through sewer with this op. But at the moment, the guard not interested in even teasing towards A. They got trademarks to cover the flank. This looks like, by all means, a design over towards C. But, oh boy, that Trailblazer that we saw on the minimap just found so much information. Trent's going to counter, but he's not going to see much of anything.
Played it again. Of course they're going to know he's there.
But this time, crashies much more efficient.
Yep.
Inside the dark cover. Seekers will come through. Sayaplayer's already pulled the knives as part of the equation. Rolling Thunder also now in the mix. Actually, they will be countered. One another just dueling Rolling Thunders across the C site. And as the fight now takes place over the tunnel, it's Jonah and Trent for the double. FNS and Ye, last one's left, but as FNS actually finds one, Ye may commit forward here. Sure, they will. They have an opportunity maybe to deny the exit. You've got Sayaplayer cutting back around the backside of flank, though, and Trent just needs to keep his life. Not able to. Now it's down to Saya. Misses the first couple of knives, gets the refresh, and the double from Saya brings us to a knotted up game at 9.
You couldn't write it any better. Sayaplayer stepping up when he needs to. 1 away from dropping the 20. The hottest in the game right now is the guard get themselves back into a 9-9. Shift, the practice, the preparation, everything for guard has to come into play here. MCE tweeted recently there were 225 scrims since the start of this year. That's 75 rounds short if they were 13-round games of 3,000, so you know they played more than that. So much preparation for this. The guard is hungry. They've brought themselves back in and a possible taking of that lead right now.
Gas pedal still down. valyn quickly from the shadows up top into heaven. Going to be challenged by 2 different OpTic members. Expects the first, does not expect the second. And that will be what takes care of him. But on the flank, Ye dealt with. Massive advantage for the guard, and Victor tries to parkour his way onto A. Unsuccessful, and Marved could do nothing but try.
Oh my. And it will ebb and flow now. If guard can continue to do this, the econ for OpTic will go back and forth. They're going to have to be careful here to buy. I mean, you see Marved. He's on 0 credits right now. Ye's there. Yeah. Chamber, the economy agent, doing exactly what he needs in this time and being able to drop a gun possibly on the next one. This is going to be his tour de force, so maybe that's still his. OpTic now trying to find a way to shut down this guard defense that has turned it up a notch. Now we get into round 20.
Look at this. The guard have actually just tactfully backed off of this playthrough A lobby. It's the same utility, but there are no members forward. OpTic are looking for a surprise peek through A, and there's none there. The spike is starting to linger over towards a C hit. They're going to leave net behind to play guarding of this, and the trademark will help enforce. OpTic missed out on their opening set play.
Smoke towards B. A little fake out. Rendezvous is prepared there. You see it brings the A back to spawn. He can also get a quick rotation with that once everything is identified. We have seen nothing go B this entire game. And it's always been AC. Another A hit to come in now. crashies is ready with the team, but it's not enough.
The nerves on crashy right there. He's just not sure if there's going to be a play, so he throws a shoulder. It costs him his life. Victor and FNS also reveal their positions by coming forward to try to assist their teammate, but he's long gone. And how about it, Riv? You want to be hit? Have one. Marved over the top. The paranoia connects, but no, Trent responds. And the spike starts to get planted. Yay in the tour. Looking for an opportunity to find one on the exit. Oh, he's good for it. One more up top, but no. Trent denies as he holds through the gong, and it's the guard on 11. OpTic in a bad spot.
Funnily enough, it takes us 20 rounds to go B. And talk about not setting a precedent when you're on either of the sides. AC, AC, C, smoke, A, touch, B, hit. That's the first time we've seen guard mid-round 3 times. Or 2 times, I should say. Original strat is your first call. They are adding so much variety here towards the end of the game, and OpTic has not seen any of this yet. It's throwing them for a loop. And again, remember that money ebbs and flows. We're on to Spectres. The operator's still there. Let's see what OpTic can do here against the guard's aggression.
This round may be the championship for OpTic. Full purchase, trying to keep guard off of 12. Trailblazer on the way in for Trent. Immediately behind this is Sayaplayer. Information is good. Stun comes out. But Sayaplayer gets caught. Not able to do too much with that position, but still the commitment from the guard is able to be in the mix. And how does Ye hit that shot from the back of the site? Rendezvous away. Comes back into it. Gets the double. Net on his lonesome, wondering, what do I do here for a 1v5? Around the corner, next point is crashies. And OpTic's forced by pans out. They keep it tight.
Read them and sleep on that round. OpTic definitely calling the right shot. They moved crashies over to C, making sure that if, it is a fast hit, nobody's there to be taken down. Retake from crashies, retake from Marved. You have flash on flashes we've been seeing from these compositions to come back in. So they play them all in a safer spot, and OpTic absorbs that so much better than playing on the front line. Maybe we see a little bit more of that from OpTic now. And is that a fault line that goes back towards A, or is that where somebody wants to get? 3 pings going down A connector.
Let's play.
Same looks coming out.
Yeah.
Yep, this is a very similar look to a couple of rounds ago for OpTic. But this time, they are the ones that kind of hit the pause button on it. Maybe trying to eliminate some of the guesswork into what's going to happen through A lobby. And the guard are actually just taking the quick rotation here. They say, if you want to stack through this A main hit that you saw from before, we're just going to quickly make our way on in towards B. Trademark is here, but Sayaplayer pushes through and denies the ability for FNS to challenge.
So cool. Oh my gosh, the way they played and seeing that trademark off the Trailblazer, just one step after the other, and that is all in the moment. Wow, the guard going for B once again and just kind of stun OpTic right at the beginning here with a kill into FNS.
Difficult decisions to be made here for OpTic. Ye needs to hit this shot onto Sayaplayer. Around the corner, Sayaplayer gets information first, no problem. There's the flash, though. crashies opens up the back. Offensively, the Rolling Thunder denies any quick retake. Time becoming a massive problem here for OpTic, and they may have to concede this round just in favor of holding on to the 3 rifles, and that's the call.
Oh, the guard are producing some seriously awesome stuff on the fly right now. Just to be able to identify.
Oh no!
Okay, that's a big oh no. Yeah. Maybe planted in a spot he thought was a little farther away. Marved is on the purchase. He's considering the purchase and what it might be for himself.
Oh, they can barely afford it.
Yeah. There's a drop as well, so he can make sure he gets full armor on this, and they give less to FNS, maybe because Marv can go for that from the shadows, puts himself in a more dangerous spot. Not sure. We'll see how they play this one out. The guard could be the final point here, and the go button is on for a long shift.
First time we've seen the guard commit through this setup, but are they going to expect the double stack of crashies alongside Victor in this dark cover? The Trailblazer sees nothing through sewer. There are so many numbers here for the guard, but as the smoke dissipates, crashies cues up a flash. That's not going to be enough, maybe largely, as the cloudburst will deny any further space. Seeker's also a part of the equation, but here come the guard trying to make a play through sewer. The Seeker's not going to fully commit. Net is able to stay alive. Gets concussed. crashies able to follow up, and it's a 4v2. The guard still needing to find an entry over towards A as the overgrowth will get finesse back to full health. And they're going to try to commit. Sayaplayer, do you have it in you for a 1v4? He wants it. It's Blades. Could he possibly get through? No, it's a double stack. OpTic, stay alive, looking for overtime.
Could it be? Oh my word. MCE, chat, you guys have done a hell of a job. The coaching staffs for these teams obviously go deeper than that. I'm not going to go down the list of names, but it's been awesome to see what these teams, the players, the orgs have come up with here to make this grand final so awesome. The preparation they've put into the game, and to see the guard in this position as well, be calling a timeout in unknown territory. Everything as it comes for them. You said that a little bit before, without having a bunch of that veteran status to call back on. They're living it in the moment. And OpTic using all of that status, as well as just so much strength and a well-built core of a roster.
Oh, man.
To always be in these positions, right? Number 2 in the world last year, still going back. There's a reason.
All you can do is smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Exactly.
So many things to talk about in this timeout, too. Just from both perspectives. You've got full purchase. It looked like there was going to be an op on either side. This battle over A has been taxing on both sides in a number of different ways. And the one thing we have not really seen OpTic do is get Ye forward with his operator to find an opening point of contact through C long. Is that the X factor in round 24?
Here.
This is the longest 12 seconds of my life, Riv.
It does feel like it, doesn't it?
Here we go. Trailblazer for the first time through B.
No trademark.
Able to scout out one. Yep.
Well,
Trademark denied. Gonna commit? Oh, they bait the Rolling Thunder. Riv, how good is this? They're going to rewrap this back over towards C. Ye is caught at the moment over through Cubby, but look at the defense. OpTic is in position to try to deal with this. Maybe even potentially contest. Marved on the site's good. Ye gonna reveal himself. Still holding on to his teammates. The trade's coming back and forth, but it's OpTic with the numbers. Ye, too good from deep. El Diablo tries to rendezvous back. But is this a divine comedy for Dante's Inferno by Sayaplayer? 1v1 with crashies.
No, what?
Bang! Sayaplayer for the double! And as the green wall crumbles, it's 5 fresh faces who now stand guard over the North American region.
Absolutely amazing from the guard, from start to finish.